Chapter 55, Sly. Branwell and Thornell are the ones most excited about our successful job. Branwell because he's exhilarated after his first real successful heist, and Thornell because this is a major step to finding out what we're dealing with. It was hard to find a good place to buy dinner. Heck, while mashing and juicing the grapes, Thornell and McSweeney went out to the black market to exchange some of the money we'd brought along. I think Bentley and Murray's bank accounts are depleted from all they withdrew, and Carmelita's had to do her best to not make any odd-looking transactions. But anyway, now that we have some pizza, well, Murray's been saying Branwell and I both need to recover some pounds, and anyway, there again weren't many options. And Chinese food we had to keep our heads down about. We can now really study the emblem we worked so hard to steal. It looks like a little gold statue of a candle with spikes at the top and sparkles, on a plate also with spikes at its sides. Looks kinda like a symbol of a group, says Murray. Or maybe a cult, says Branwell. It almost looks like another police force badge. Perhaps another Interpol, adds Carmelita. That's 'cause it is, I hear Bentley say quietly. We all pause. Huh? Penelope told me about this once, he explains. It's some group called the Shadow Order. Shadow Order? I repeat. She didn't tell me how she knew them. Maybe she had a run-in with them once, but whichever way, this is definitely the symbol she sketched for me. When did she tell you this? Asks Thornell. About a year ago, when we were still a couple. She drew this exact symbol. It was in pencil, but this is definitely it. Why would it be called Shadow Order if their logo is of a candle? Asks Branwell. Isn't that kind of silly? Not exactly, Branwell. The Order apparently works in the shadows to make something possible, like bringing someone into power or preventing someone from getting caught after a huge crime, and they stay in the dark to accomplish their goals. And the candle is a symbol of a light turning on thanks to the work they do in the darkness. You know, I've heard rumors about an organization like that, says Carmelita. There are armies for hire out there, sadly more so than we think. So Penelope would be affiliated with them now, says Dimitri. After talking about how terrifying they are? She has really done a 180 since our Cooper Vault planning days. I elbow Dimitri. Not the best time to bring that up. I don't think there's ever a good time to bring that up. Anyways, it would make sense that this would be an outside group like the Shadow Order marring my town, says Thornell. After falling for a grape prank, it's pretty obvious they're not from around here. A fair few people are familiar with the itchy sensation of unwashed wild grapes. The only question is, what are they doing here, says Bentley, and what this has to do with anything. We'll need to get inside to know for sure, says Murray. We at least have their symbol. Anyone have any other ideas? We do. I turn to see McSweeney. He's looking at Thornell and they're both grinning at each other.